Greetings, you sexy bastards. My name is Dixiduous, and unfortunately for the internet, I've somehow managed to afford a new computer and got the time and willpower to record a new video. I want to thank my friend Kazan for playing the first few games with me and for helping me with my review. He was a big help, whether or not if he knows it, but I will also say, please check out his review too. He wrote an article, and I will put a link in the description and a pinned comment. I would very much appreciate it if you checked his review out. So as the title says, we're reviewing Highguard, and boy, was this game a fucking doozy. I'm kind of glad that I've had a lot occur over the past few weeks, because now I can dance on this game's grave since it's been announced that the game will be shut down on March 12th. This is just a few weeks or so after they fired all of their employees, so the irony is not lost on me that the game is going to be gone, and these chucklefuck devs have made me rewrite and redo this review for the third fucking time, since they shot an update out 8 days before shutting the servers down. So without further ado, the review for Highguard. I'll be honest, and will admit right out of the gate, that I don't know if characters are weak or strong because I played for maybe 4 hours, while only choosing one character the whole time. That character being Slade. I just couldn't take the game anymore, with the cringe dialogue, the boring gameplay loop, and other things. But long story short, let's get to the review. First, the cons and pros. The cons. 1. Third-party EULA. 2. Kernel-level anti-cheat, that being EAC, Easy Anti-Cheat, and boot protection. I was playing with a guy who literally had to shut his whole computer off, go to the BIOS, and change the settings around just to play this dog-ass game. 3. Reload animations make zero sense for your average shooter. No, not the FPS genre, but an actual person who is shooting a firearm for more than 2 seconds. You almost never take your shooting hand out of the general trigger area for most firearms. But there's always exception to this rule, especially if you're cursed with being wrong-handed. Like myself, left-handed shooters. Almost every single reload does something that is so inefficient that you question why he's fighting this battle instead of practicing his reloads at home. 4. The skin bundles are fucking absurdly priced. $20 for a mount, 3 different skins for the mount, a weapon charm, a banner, and an emote. No, fuck you, that's way too much money. 5. The totally not checking the boxes TM diversity quota from this game is blatantly obvious here. You tick every box for races and genders, as well as a woman who is more muscular than almost every male character besides one. 6. The shooting range does not showcase what your abilities can output damage-wise for some characters. The training dummies will not take damage from these abilities and will just leave you with your dick in your hands wondering if the character is bugged or not. Number 7. The maps are just way too big. There's nothing to fight for or over other than the sword that you use to summon the siege engine. Number 8. Our last one. They put out skin bundles in the last fucking patch before the game closes down. Fuck these devs, and fuck them for this toxic ass game environment of, if it doesn't immediately succeed, we will just trash the game, fire everyone, write it off for taxes, and just make a new game. Woo. Now for the pros. 1. The devs were listening to what the players wanted, but that doesn't always equate to a victory. Just because a bad taste in your mouth will always keep you away from a game, even if it's the best shit ever, after 1,000 patches. And now, it will never matter, because the game's fucking gone. 2. They got Ken from Street Fighter. Not really, he just looks like him. I thought it was funny. A lot of people have made that joke. 3. And the final one. They've won shooting range to practice your gunplay, but it needs a lot more work. And it will never get it. So, yay. They need to allow you to select all weapons in their rarity variants in the menus with almost no chance of finding them in the non-evolving field you practice in. Please do this more games. Just have a menu to where you select the gun, and then it goes, okay, which version do you want? Do you want the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, whatever version of it. The gold version? You want the purple version? You want the green? You know, just do that, please. But now let's go to the accessibility features. There's none. Unless you count an FOV slider as accessibility, there's nothing. No colorblind features, which doesn't shock me, honestly. I truly don't expect FPS games like this to make audio-based accessibility, because the game pointing where audio is coming from is easily abusable by people with great hearing already. That just pinpoints it more of, okay, this is exactly where he is. And now we're off to the review score. 4 out of 10. Let's get to my personal thoughts. I should have done my taxes instead of playing this game. The reload animations were garbage. They juggle the guns around too much for my liking, or the guns split into several parts somehow. When you're in situations like the one the player character is in, you want your movement of firearms, your other weapons, and your personal movement from cover to cover to be as efficient as possible so you don't drop, fumble, or negligently discharge your firearm during your reloading process. And a negligent discharge, if you don't know, is accidentally shooting. For some reason, the game makes you vote on a base that you use for the whole game, and for some of the characters, these different bases make or break their abilities, and guess what? You don't fucking know which one the enemy team picks till you raid their base and you take a peek at it. The footsteps and other audio of the enemy team is loud as fuck. You'll hear them through a literal fucking mount. The footsteps, the mounts, and many other things are just loud as shit. It's just fucking insane how far away you can hear these characters from. I felt like I was schizophrenic with the amount of audio I was hearing all over the place. They needed to fix that shit yesterday. Should have happened before the game dropped. Anyways, I would make a joke about the characters putting on some noise-canceling earbuds and throwing an earbud sponsor in, but I'm not that important. Anyways, thanks to today's sponsor, the bug section of the review. The bugs. The first bug that I saw that was pretty prominent was the animations clip constantly. Granted, they fixed a lot of them now, but it doesn't fucking matter anymore. The game's dead anyways. The second one I found, and the last one that I found, was the rocket launcher cannot fire if you spam click it after either equipping it or reloading it. Equipping it also counts as bringing the gun back after reviving somebody or anything that makes the gun unusable during the duration. These are the major bugs I could find after about 5 or 6 games, but there's definitely more out there. But let's keep it going with the characters. There are currently 10 characters in this game, but it only started with 8. And they're all quite bland. I will show images of them as well as the abilities they have, so if you're listening, I'm sorry. Bust out the fucking video, open it up. But I'm not explaining the bland looks of these guys and gals, but I will explain their abilities. Based off of what the ability literally is. Like, I'm not going all in on the explanations. Each character has a passive, an active, which is called the tactical, and an ultimate ability. Some have more useful things than others, as well as more damaging abilities than others. One of my bigger complaints of the game is that each character doesn't have their own special grenade, especially ones that would be very thematic to their character. And now, for the 10 characters, you have Redmayne. Now, this dude's just a fucking edgelord to the maximum. I was sitting there in the shooting range about to swap off this wannabe furry edgelord, and he starts just giving the most cringe monologue I've heard in years. I wish I was recording the shit he was saying, because Jesus Christ, that shit had me put my hands to my face and just audibly sigh out in pure pain of cringe. I took psychic damage listening to this dog shit dialogue. I heard even more that I think I was recording when he was talking, and that's all for the character, honestly. His passive, Enraged, gains a movement and reload speed buff after killing enemies. Tactical, Pounce, smash through breakable walls, hold to charge a powerful leap. Ultimate, Beast's Roar, roar to destroy walls and other breakable objects in front of you. It also damages enemies. How much damage? I don't know, because I don't care and I don't want to look. Condor. She's fine looking, I guess, but I'm tired of every darker skinned character having one of 3 hairstyles. Honestly, it's either afro, dreads, or bald. Can we not pick anything else for these characters? Her passive, Hunter's Instinct. Condor's bird warns her when enemies are nearby. Tactical, Eyes in the Sky. Send out her bird, which scans to detect enemies that move. Ultimate, Soaring Guardian. Launch 3 smoke clouds that reveal enemies within its wake. Atticus, yet another black man with lightning powers. In the year of our Lord, 2026, have we still not fucking learned that black characters can do more than shoot, throw, and or conduct lightning? Do characters like Blade and Frozone not exist anymore? Anyways, let's just get to his abilities. Passive, Supercharged Axe. Charged Axe releases an electrical explosion that damages nearby resource nodes. Tactical, Shock Spear. Throw a charged spear that shocks nearby enemies. Continuous damage charges his passive. Ultimate, Supercell. Rise into the air and rain lightning spears that do heavy damage to players and structures. Kai. The first time I saw this character, I noticed how his arms were quite interesting looking, but the rest of his design is just so bland. Why don't you go more all in on his ice look? By making his torso, legs, and maybe even parts of his clothes ice-like. He's literally made of ice, or at least his arms are. Why would he ever wear pants and not a traditional monk-style clothes that his character seems to be themed around, which I'm guessing is a Buddhist monk? Also, the inner demon shit is just cringe, as well as not very telling of what he actually is. Did he willingly get possessed? Was he born that way? Was he forced into a contract? Please explain! Also, they should have went the Krieg from Borderlands 2 route when he uses his skill, Release the Beast, where he's letting the true monster inside of him out, letting his allies and his enemies know that whatever happens next, it's not my fault. Also, not having an ice grenade for him is a massive fumble, especially since another character gets it as his passive, and we will talk about later. Passive, Frozen Repair, restore broken walls of ice. Tactical, Ice Wall, creates an ice wall. Ultimate, Frost Giant, transform into Kai's inner ice demon. Mara, the first of the 4 character designs I like in this game. So Mara is one of the prettier looking female characters as well in the game, where she isn't exactly a bombshell, but also isn't oddly built like Una is. She's cool, and I thought she looked cool when I first saw her, but the animation I decided to go with when you hover over her to pick her in the main menu is just trash. Doesn't show what she does at all. I got 2 complaints for her. 1, the fact she glows bright fucking purple when you're looking at the other team Mara, which is actually her shield that she puts out. I found that out, which I'll see if I can get a screenshot of her glowing like that, but I'll see what happens. Or her teammates glowing like that. I'll have to see. Number 2, her abilities are good, but I wish her passive did more for her or her team like the other characters' passive abilities can achieve in the game. Speaking of the passive, Sacrifice. Sacrifice down enemy players to charge tactical. Tactical, Soul Armor. Grants allies an overshield that absorbs damage. Ultimate, Mortal Coil, create a spawn point for your team. Una. Now I thought this character was a man at first, but come to find out her 2-sentence bio and her abilities flat out say her, so color me shocked. But either way, she looks cool at least. I wish they were more tree spirit route for her, especially for grenade being a regular grenade and not something like a pine cone that explodes in like wooden shards or something. I'd go on her armor route, like more of a, you know, a druid, and maybe making the guns out of wood when she's holding them. Something, you know, but passive, Helping Hand. Spirits appear to give Una loot. Don't know how it works. Tactical, Forest Whip. Summon mischievous spirits who lob concussion grenades at enemies. This shit never worked when I was fighting in Una. It never hit me once. Ultimate, Tree Walker. Summon a large forest spirit that throws smaller explosive spirits at enemies. Again, never fucking worked. I never had one thing thrown at me against an Una. Scarlet. One of the 4 characters I like the design of. This character is actually attractive. God help us, we have an attractive female character in Universe Lord 2026. But she doesn't exactly percolate my pistachios, but some people are most likely going to be doing some banger artwork of her, and she's always going to make others happy to see in the game. So, there's that. Passive. Shifting Sands. Shifts a destructible wall into sand, temporarily making it passable. Tactical. Sandstorm. Enter stealth mode, making yourself hidden to enemies that are far away. What's far away? Don't know. Anyways, her ultimate, Whirling Blades. Throw up to 6 deadly daggers. Killing a player with a dagger resets your cooldowns. Don't know how it works because I don't care anymore. Slade. Yet another one of the 4 characters I actually like the looks of in this game. He's got an interesting set of abilities, but he does 0 fucking damage with them half the time. You know, 10 damage is not a lot for something that has a 50-second cooldown. I think this is tactical. I feel like his dialogue should have been better as well, especially since it's a magic-themed game. I had loved him to say just fireball when chucking his grenade. There's plenty of good lines from other games too for his abilities like light 'em up, ignite, burn, 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 burn baby burn, and many more fire puns. You can even sneak in Disco Inferno when he ults to make the burn baby burn stick better when he says them back to back. Yeah, it's cheesy, but cheesy is better than cringe. His passive, Firebomb, explodes and spreads magma to an area. This ability feels useful till you realize that people just never give you a chance to throw a grenade and makes it useful to sling out. There's never enough angles to bounce it off of to land it in their lap like you want to with this grenade, because it sits and makes a anti-movement area. You know, you can't really get in there, but it's just annoying. Heat Wave sends out a cascading wave of molten fire. This shit does 10 damage. It takes forever to tick. You'll normally just do 10 damage. You'll have to wait that longest time to cast again. People will try to rush the hell out of you too, but you are allowed to ADS now. It doesn't matter, but you are allowed to ADS, so you're just shit out of luck with certain guns if they rush you. Ultimate Firestorm rains down fire upon the targeted area. Get unlucky at the map the other team picks. You just can't use your ultimate at all in their base. It was so frustrating to have to hold my ultimate for over 5 minutes because of the luck of the draw. It seems to do little damage, and it's also random on where the ult ticks hit. Think of a lightning strike, but it's fireballs, and it's just as random. I don't think it will ever hit like the whole circle that it's in. I think it has a chance to miss spots. Econ. This dude getting added pushed this review back, so I hate him on principle now, and I have zero to say other than looking pretty generic in his stories. It's Gay, aka cringe. It would probably been better to make him an Icelandic or Norse theme for his character and not some bootleg hunter from older horror movies. And what I've been saying, we was hunters and shit. Passive, dread. Reveal the heartbeat of wounded enemies. Once an enemy warden is low health, they are highlighted in pulsing beats until they are dead or their health regenerates. What's low health? Don't know. Tactical Wolf Spirit. Unleashing a spirit wolf to hunt the nearest enemy and apply dread. This wolf spirit travels long distances, moving straight through rocks and structures to find its prey. If seen in time, it can be shot down. In my footage, you will see it. It is just as dumb as it sounds. This ability can be cast in human form or in wolf form. Ultimate Fearsome Howl. Apply dread to all enemies across the map and increase your movement speed. How much does it increase? Don't know. Doesn't say. This ability can be cast in human form or in wolf form. So wolf form is Econ doesn't ride an animal in a battle. He becomes one, transforming into a powerful dire wolf that tracks, hunts, and runs down mounted enemies. While in this form, Econ's speed is unmatched by other mounts. Through a full third-person perspective of view, the dire wolf can see around cover. When moving in for an attack, weapons are laid down in favor of Econ's deadly bite attack, which will dash forward and bite a prey before immediately transforming back to human form to finish off the job. Attacking without a target will allow Econ to perform a small air dash to traverse maps more athletically. In addition, while in wolf form, Econ can track an enemy scent that they leave in their path. Econ can use all of his other powers while in wolf form. Blatantly overpowered, by the way. This shit was so dumb to fight because he would move so fucking fast. You could not catch him. In Caldo. Talk about being late to the fucking party. He pushed the review back again. This is the kind of character design, though, that this game fucking needed to thrive in. The absolutely bland character design half these characters are. Big ass wall of a man that's ready to kick some dick in, but we have zero clue what this dude is because his bio is literally just Soul Guardian. So it's probably a golem powered by souls. And how cool would it have been if he had a grenade that threw souls? Wow, crazy work even. Anyways, passive, Guarding Angel. Protect any friendly orbs around you from destruction. Automatically deploy your shield when reviving allies. Speaking of a shield, tactical Soul Shield. Deploy a shield for you and your allies. How much health does it have? It doesn't fucking tell you. You gotta figure it out on yourself, bozo. Ultimate Battle Cry. Caldo raises a standard that creates a protective dome. He can pick up or drop this at will. Being inside the dome gives allies faster health regen. And I found out that if you're inside the dome and you throw a grenade, bounces off the dome. If you're inside the dome and go to cast an ult, like Slade's, it will cast it on the dome. If you are shooting and he puts the dome down, guess what? You're damaging your friend's dome. Congratulations. But this character having this many defensive abilities is absolutely absurd, since there's not enough characters with abilities that are really oppressive to justify his ult and tactical. Slade will blow it up. I know it'll blow it up because in one of my footages, I absolutely destroyed one's bubble with an ult. So there's that. Some counterplay, I guess. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Combat is your average 3v3 or after the massive outrage on release 5v5 FPS, but it feels like you're walking through peanut butter half the time. You just can't really move at all, which is fucking impressive from old developers of Respawn Entertainment, the same developers of Titanfall and Apex Legends. Speaking of moving in peanut butter, let me tell you why that's the case. You can change your magnification or put a scope on a majority of the weapons in this game, and on PC, you want to guess what button it's on? Shift. Fucking shift. The run button. So you want to start running because you're getting shot at while ADSing? No. Fuck you. You're now changing the magnification of the scope by putting a scope on your gun or taking the scope off. But you can change the buttons. Okay, and I can also uninstall the game, because who thought that was a good idea to make that your base fucking setting? Who the fuck was playtesting this game? Games journalists? Anyways, these chuckle fucks added a skills feature 8 days before the game closes out and never opens up again. So I'll show you all the skills that they added in images because I am not reading all this shit. There are way too many fucking abilities. I will have them up for 10 seconds in the bottom right corner while I have gameplay B-roll footage playing in the background. If you're at all curious for whatever reason, you can enjoy that. Also, before I forget, they have some weird-ass mechanics where if you die, you lose your armor. Granted, a lot can spawn, but still, that's just lame as hell. It's not fun to have someone get lucky and have a gold shield when yours broke from the last fight and need to find a new one because you died. The netcode is absolutely horrible as well. You'll be behind cover, nobody in sight, and still fucking die to someone on the other side of the wall that you were cowering behind. And there's no bullet pin in this game, so that's not an excuse. There's multiple phases for this game's loot. You have 4. That being the preparation phase, looting phase, sword breaker phase, and raid phase. The preparation phase is literally just this. Pick the guns you want to use for about 1 minute, except the big rig, and decide on what parts of the base you want to reinforce before the game truly starts. This is also a noob trap. You may waste these reinforcements on a wall that may never be hit, may never be destroyed. So this phase is honestly nothing important. It's a waste of time, waste of a minute. You're just standing there waiting. Your characters are having dialogue with each other. It's just so annoying. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Your dialogue's garbage. You could probably just mute all the voices in the game and the game would be better off. But you'll also just find better shit in a minute, so why even bother? Now we're off to the looting phase. Like I said, in the cons, you seriously have these massive ass maps that have almost nothing in them. And the only thing to fight over, hell, the only objective to war over is a sword called the Shield Breaker, that I will call the sword from here on. The sword doesn't even spawn right away. You know where it's going to spawn, but with this phase, it's to get the chance to find new and better guns, raiding supplies, ammo for those raiding supplies, mining resources, and just better gear in general. Just look at these resources as your money for the session, and that money is called Vesper. You're mining what's called Vesper. Lets you buy new guns, armor, raiding gear, etc. But the issues I have with the mining in this game is twofold. One, you can just find the shit that you're looking for from the shop, laying around in the crates, just in the world, and will most likely be better what the shop has to offer, if the shop even offers it in the first fucking place. But the second thing is that it's a quick time event for some dumbass reason. You mine it, and if you fuck it up, it's fine. You just lose on a little bit of money, Vesper, and mine it slower. Nothing crazy, but doing a good streak on the mining does allow you to do a lot of damage on your next swing, or instantly harvest the next money nodes, Vesper nodes, whatever. I'm just gonna call it money. You can also cut down the trees in the map that will eventually respawn, which, fun fact, if the tree falls on somebody, it will kill them. Which the insta-chop will clear it in one hit. Your bullets can also chop down trees, so if someone's hiding behind a tree, you can shoot it down. But you can also chop down the walls, but you need the enhanced chop to do it to the reinforced walls. You can shoot open walls too. A lot of the guns are pretty good at it. And they have, like, the gold versions of the guns can do more damage to walls as well. Or they can. It has a chance to spawn that way, but those normally are not the best versions of that gun. But, anyways, I believe the enhanced chop can one-shot a player, but that may be wrong, so take that with a grain of salt. Since the training dummies get one shot, that doesn't exactly prove it. My first thought about this was one thing and one simple thing at that. Why not just bring the fabrication mechanic from Apex Legends into this game? I don't know if they still do it, or when they did it, but at one point in Apex Legends, Apex Legends. You could loot a crate, and you would gain some material that I will call scrap, because I don't remember what it was called. And if you get enough scrap, you can go find a crafting station and create a shield, a backpack, a helmet, etc. So, you know, you wanted something, you could go and craft it. Now, granted, it was a limited pool of things to craft, but you could still go do it. So why not just bring it into this game? You know, you're the previous devs of the game, so why not do it? Makes it easier and more interesting as a way for people to pull their supplies, and they can actually choose what they want. Wow, player choice. Anyways, to circle back to the sword, you gotta wait a few minutes for it to spawn, and the sword fight begins. This is literally called the sword breaker phase, and you cannot melee anybody with it, which is lame. You just take it to the enemy base to start a siege to attempt to destroy their base for a few minutes. If nobody captures said sword, you enter overtime, which is sudden death, and if nobody picks up the sword after a certain amount of time after this phase, it gets instantly planted to the closest base, starting the siege phase. Siege phase instantly takes out a chunk of health from the enemy base, and you can either deal some more damage to the base by planting bombs on 2 possible locations, or you can attempt to straight up destroy the base in one swoop and instantly win. If you plant a bomb on the keystone, the heart of the base, you lose the raid by running out of lives while fighting it out at the enemy's base. I think it's 10 lives the footage should show. And yeah, I just really don't care. It doesn't matter. If you lose the raid, your base will take damage as well for some dumbass reason, but you just repeat the combat till you win or lose. Unless the enemy base is going to die at that raid. So say, for example, because every raid deals 30 damage. When you win a raid, it does at least 30 damage. Or 40 damage, actually. It does 40 damage, sorry. Or you just straight up beat it. Or, if you lose a raid, your base loses 30 health. So either way, if you lose a raid, both teams lose 30 health. Remember that. Now, unless the enemy base has 10 health, losing a raid doesn't matter. They will still have 10 health. So why? I don't get it. So, I'm going to go on an autistic gun rant for a moment, for the one other person that gives a shit. So like I mentioned, the cons, the characters making the reloads are doing is annoying as fuck to me, but the guns themselves just spoil my piss. First, the reloads, and also demonstrate with what I currently own and show y'all why it's a bad idea to do what these guys are doing.
Greetings, this is Dex. Today is the 14th of March. I'm a little late, but better late than never, I suppose. This is the segment that took the longest to record because a lot of shit's happened. We might get a cameo from the cat. Yeah, there she is right there. Anyways, now I'm gonna go to my problems with the reloads for the Dynasty, aka the AK-47 in the game. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this is not an AK. This is called an SKS, but this is above an SKS. They normally don't look like this. I'm gonna show you what it really looks like, or normally looks like here in a little bit, but with the Dynasty, here, I'll show y'all it's clear. No bullets. No bullets. So with AKs, I have to push this bit down to make it go forward. So with AKs, you would want to, with the game, they'll either go like this. That's not even close enough. That's how you would do it though. If you had a half partial reload, you just take it out, put it back in. With Highguard, for some dumbass reason, they go like this. Actually, I hate it. See, I'm not even getting it in right. I'm doing it wrong. There we go. So Highguard, for some reason, they go like this. Why? You do all that for what? When you could just do this. And of course the bolt would already be forward, but that's besides the point. Because I have to pull the bolt back to take the magazine out. See, it won't let me. Hopefully I don't mess my gun up doing that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what's called an Iraqi reload. This is what they should have done for the reload, instead of it doing what it does. So if an AK, the charging handle is right here. So what they could have done is gone like this. You bump, hold on. You bump the first mag out like that. That's simple. That fucking simple. But no, they sit there and do all this stupid ass rigmarole to get the bolt to go forward. Oh shit. That can stay in a bloopers reel or something, I don't know, I'll keep that. Alright, I'm back. Now this is a proper SKS. No, it just literally had it laid right here. You know, it's got the little stabby bit on it. I'm grabbing the wrong spot. Little stabby bit on it. So you know it's nice and proper. Again, no ammunition. Again, no ammo. Safe. Now with these, you would, to reload them, you can see this isn't a magazine that comes out. When you play with this comes out. This comes out. This is to take your stuff out of the mag. So if you were to put ammo in and you don't want it anymore, for whatever reason, you can take it out. Well, you'd use something for old school guns like this, called stripper clips. And you put them in like that, and you push them down. I'm not going to do that though. Don't want to accidentally shoot up the neighborhood. Or, my glove can fit in. You would load them one at a time. Just simply doing that. Just one at a time. See how they sit? Congratulations, you learned something today. And that's how you take your bullets out. I don't know if you can see it or not. And you probably don't care. You're probably going to skip this segment. But, yeah, that's how an actual SKS is.
Why do half the guns in this game have a sliding action for when the guns fire? Now, for the slide action, I'm going to give you a visual demonstration here while I explain this.
Greetings again, I'm back. So, I'm going to show you what's called a slide action really fast, because I'm going to be talking about it in this section of the review. And what a slide action is, it's normally with handguns. Normally. Chill out. And with this, it's doing many things with a handgun. I'm going to show you that it's safe. No ammo. No ammo, no bullets. Again, no ammo. I don't want to hear you internet retards saying, oh, he's pointing the gun. Fuck you. You're retarded. Anyways. With slide slide actions, two things occur when the gun goes bang. It slides back, and it ejects the shell. It goes as furthest that it can, which is why it's here, locked in place. It'll go as far as it can, and it'll spit the shell out. And the ramp, tiny ramp you can probably see where the little fixture is, pushes the next round up, and then the bullet gets slid back into position. Now that is a slow demonstration. Now, if you want a fast demonstration of how fast this thing flies at you, now obviously that's not the fastest it can go because it's not a bullet going off. And I don't feel like getting in trouble with the law. So, if that is coming towards your face, that's why you want to hold stuff out like this with handguns. Because if you look, it's going to hit my face. I don't know about you guys, but I like teeth. I like to eat. So, if you're having something getting shot out at 2,000 feet per second, roughly an equivalent amount of force is going to be coming right for your face. And with the shotgun and Highguard, can't remember what it's called because I don't give a fuck about it. Game's gone now. It's going to knock you the fuck out. So I don't understand why they did that. It's kind of stupid, especially since it's already a pump action, and I can. No, I'm not going to do that. That's too much work. We know what a pump action shotgun is. You go bang. We've all watched movies. But that's the issue with that, is that it's going to do something catastrophic to your face, because I don't even want to know what it would do, honestly. I've seen plenty enough already, but that's one of the issues I see with that. Then the revolver also does this, but there's nothing wrong with that. I don't own a Unica, so I can't show it to you, but there are Unicas that do that, or unique handguns. I think that's the only one that does it for our revolver that does that. I think that's the only one that does it as of recording, but it probably only is. There's, select handfuls of everything. But you also have, with the revolver, is it's a top action, or a break action revolver, sorry. Break action. Cutest little revolver ever. But you don't want to do that. What I did right there, don't do that. That's how you break your shit. Because you can actually. This bit right here, all this, can break from wear and tear. And you constantly doing that, just flicking it open and closing it like that, without taking regards of wear and tear, you're going to fuck it up. Because it's meant to go like this. I fucked up. See? This gun is about 100 years old, give or take. So it's been through some shit. That's the problem. Obviously, I showed y'all it's clear. I would have ejected shells by now. But yeah, that's the issue with that. But there's also different types of revolvers too, like this one. This is an 8-shot, 357. No ammo. But with that too, you don't want to sling these shut too. Because this bit right here, trying to rigmarole it for you right here. See how it swings around like that? That can break too. When you sit there and do this, I'm going to do this once. So pay attention. When you open it, you can, if you'd like to cooperate, flick it open and flick it closed. Somehow it managed to stay closed this time. I've had it do it once where it didn't close. Now that's one revolver. And then there's another one that I've got in my back pocket. 44 Raging Bull. And with these, you have to push this, push that. Well, push this forward, push this downwards, and then the cylinder comes out. Same thing with these. Empty. Same thing with these. The arm right here swings. So I'm going to show you once. Again, I'm going to show you once. I kicked the camera. I'm sorry. You can. No, you actually can't swing these. Sorry. Because this is attached to the arm. But you can sling it shut. Don't do it. I repeat, don't do it. Please don't do it. I'm watching you. So yeah, that's my problem with the revolvers and Highguard, at least too, because for some reason everything's either you flick it closed in video games or something stupid about them.
The revolver doing that doesn't bother me at all, because we do in fact have a real revolver that does exactly this, called the Mativa Unica 6. Granted, revolvers do not eject the shells like a regular handgun does, but that's fine. It reduces recoil. Less recoil is good. But my problem with the revolver is that you can get a burst fire version with a legendary variant of it, a gold version, and that if you get a higher level version, the cylinder only shows a 6 shell capacity, yet it holds 24 shells you can shoot. They made 4 times the bullet per bullet. They did better than what many other companies can, I guess. If it had a more interesting design like the revolver in BioShock, I hope y'all remember those games. God bless. It'd be better off for the game, in my opinion, to get a feel of the guns being upgraded, and then you have a better version, other than gun purple now, not blue, so gun better now. Now, lever gun, I don't mind. It's a mag fed, so why even bother using it a lever action? You might as well just made it a bolt action. You know, maybe make a magical version of the Kraber. Anyways, the problem I have with it is that it's the way you twirl it. The way it's decked out, you'd absolutely fuck up your horse, your bear, whatever your mount is, really. And you'd fuck yourself up for how small the loop handle is. With how big the character's hands are, except for maybe Scarlet, since she's a tiny little lassie.
Anyways, lever actions. Everyone loves a lever action. I know I do. But the problem is with the lever actions in Highguard is that I fucked up. They're hard to twirl. See how small the handle is, and look how much my hand covers the handle. Completely covered. That's how the characters are in Highguard. I fucked it up. Oh, wait. Safety check. Safety check. Yo, I thought I would have forgotten. Not this time. No bullets. No bullets. Good thing I'm outside, huh? Put my gun nice and dirty. But yeah, swirling a gun is not easy. Because you have to go through the whole motions of levering it. Let's see if I can try one more time. Got it! It is quite difficult. I've got big ass hands, so most lever guns, the loops are not big enough for me. I have to special order them. Is what it is. The company, shout outs to Mira Safety. This is not a sponsor. They didn't reach out to me before. Well, I reached out to them about getting my referral code set up. They still haven't responded. It's been like 2 weeks. That's also been setting this shit back. I don't blame them, but is what it is. This is a Mira Safety mask. I don't remember the name of the model, but these work with beards. I am a bearded man. Shocker, I know. I am not a woman. So there's that. Breathes pretty fine. I'm breathing heavy because I'm a fat bitch and I don't go outside much other than going to work, so. I heard you, Crow. Stop laughing. Anyways. It is what it is. I enjoy the product. And they sell these visors here that go over. They are, if I can grab it. See, they tint it. No face reveals. No face reveals. But I enjoy it. It's pretty good. They sell a lot of products. Go check them out. Shout outs. Shout outs to Kazan again. The GOAT.
But why? Like, I get swirling lever actions are cool, but that thing's decked out to the gills. It'd be so hard to twirl. You'd fuck your hands up. I don't think anyone's wearing gloves other than Slade and the new guy, whatever his name is. I already forgot his name. Now that you know this information, I will point this out. Why the fuck is a shotgun a slide action firearm? The shotgun will knock out almost all of your fucking teeth the moment anyone tried to shoot that thing. Anyways, only issues I have with the rocket launcher is how open that thing is, since mud and gunk is your biggest enemy in war or in battle in general. So the last thing you want is a fucking rocket launcher that can get a lot of mud trapped in the chamber that will not allow your rocket to fly off, or maybe just turn your tube into a blow-up tube. You know, your tube's just gonna blow itself up. The Paladin's just a weird-ass gun. It's supposed to be a Sten, but the irony is that the Metro series does a better job at it than this game. They need more reloads for this gun because you've only got 2 reloads, an empty and a partial. And the partial reload looks like shit when you got like 5 or so bullets left in the magazine. You should pull the magazine out to the right when the magazine juts out more to the right than to the left, instead of it magically jumping all the way left when you've got 2 bullets left or even no bullets in the magazine. That's also a shotgun, by the way. That is a small, like, that shit's smaller than 410 shells. Anyways, the big rig, as they call it, is a machine gun that I believe you have to find in a crate, which, it's not just any crate. I know it spawns in the loot, the loot drops from the second looting phase on. I don't think it can spawn in regular crates, but it's got a limited pool of ammo that you can use that holds about 16 rounds in the drum. The way you load the gun is weird, but in a fantasy setting, I could see it working. As strange it is for the gun to pretty much do 1/3 of the work, but not putting the bullet in the chamber for you. It's not doing the manual labor. It's doing the part of the animation team can get very creative with, but fuck it. Letting the gun do it on its own works fine, I guess. There's 2 guns I saw no problems with. That's the Saber Rifle, but it's just a FAMAS that's gay. And the Vanguard, which is just the ICR-1 from Black Ops 3. I hope y'all remember that game. Best zombies experience, changed my mind. I won't talk about the guns that I can't predict how they would really function, or a real-life version of the gun, but most of them look like toys a kid would make. You know, like, oh, this is a gun, and then, yeah, these titles just go to the Corsair, the Switchback, and the Viper. I don't know, dude. The rest of them, I don't care. It's just not worth it. Thank you for this autistic gun rant. And now for the last bit of the review, we're on to the bit of the game that can make it seem predatory, and that's the DLC and microtransactions. No DLCs, but they sure do have microtransactions, and I don't think they paid anybody back for the skins they bought. Skins up the ass, and most of the bundles you have to spend $20 to afford the currency coins required to get the bundle, so of course it's very fucking predatory for your money. So, say for example you need 1,800 coins. Guess what? You can only get 1,800 coins for $20, or no, I'm sorry. It's 2,000 coins for $20, so you have 200 extra coins. Look at you. But it's not as bad as games with loot boxes that have that 0.001% chance of getting that heckin' gold skin, man. The heckin' loot box and ronies. And with that, this tolls the death of Highguard, a game that most likely nobody will miss. And with that, there's only a few of my personal thoughts and things I want to say. Now, this is not a sponsorship. I'm not being paid to say this, and was not asked to say this. This is a rallying cry. If you have any want to keep your rights as a consumer, please, please, please check out Louis Rossman. He makes plenty of videos showing why we need to care about our rights to repair, our rights to own, and our rights to privacy. He also fights for this. He has a helpful website I would recommend everyone use before buying a product from a company, and contributing to this website if a company has ever fucked you over by changing the deal of your purchase after that purchase. Whether that be a web store, you know, a movie store, whatever, like Netflix, for example. If they have changed the deal, you should go to Consumer Rights Wiki. I will drop a link to this for you all to hopefully use and contribute to. Please, just try it out, check it out. Do not give these companies your money. And now, statistically, at this point, there's only a small amount of you left watching the video, but I want to thank you personally. Yes, you. Sitting in your chair, driving to work, driving home from work, for staying till the end. Watching my dog shit video, listening to my dog shit L takes. If I may so humbly request, I would love you and love it if you would like the video, or dislike it and tell me your opinions on anything in the video. On why you disliked, or just comment in general. You can even call me a sneaky loser, that's fine too. And subscribe to the channel. It would make me happy seeing the funny numbers go up. It helps the channel grow. Share the video if you feel I did well enough, but with that, this marks the end. Good luck. Godspeed. Highguard's no longer a problem. And may the Force be with you.